the other day, and I said that I wanted. Oh, we're on the air. Hi, everybody. I thought I'd change my accent and my voice because I'm told that women are very attracted to a voice like this and that it really turns them on. So this is Rest Home 3, and the reason why I switched cameras is the last video was in HD. Howsoever, it was, oh no, I'm going back to a Dutch accent now. I ran out of space on my memory card or whatever. So why is this changing? Oh, a cloud is going. This is natural light right now. Did my light go up? No, I didn't have it on. Alright, maybe I should turn it on. Okay, now, you see, I don't have any energy right now because last night, I had too much junk food. I had lost a few pounds, and I celebrated by buying a dozen sugar-covered donuts and some, what are they called, cream puffs. And you think I'm making it up. Well, I'll show you the cream puff box. Mini cream puffs. And now I'm going to say this in a southern accent once. Them cream puffs is so very good. Now getting back to the Dutch. Well, wait a minute. There's no law that says I can't change accents. So I'm going to change my accent anytime I want because I got my inspiration from Chris Crocker when he did his cousin Crybaby video a few years back. That's the Cousin Crybaby by a fellow Southerner. What's his name again? Chris Crocker. And the name of his YouTube channel is it's Chris Crocker. But this kid's got a lot of spunk and he's a comedian and he's funny. So I thought that, and to honor him, I'm going to talk with a stereotypical gay accent. I say stereotypical because I'm as straight as the day is long. In Alaska in the wintertime. No, but have you ever seen me, this girl? Here's one of my favorite faces. Hey, everybody. I love life. I'm happy all the time. I get a job down at the bowling alley picking up the pins. I get paid $10 a week, and that's cash on the barrelhead, strictly across the board. I think that the internet is fantastic. We can make our own videos, and thanks to YouTube and Mr. Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg. By the way, Zuckerberg means sugar mountain in German, and that's one thing that you can figure out when you take German. Many last names are of German origin. For example, the name Goldberg means gold mountain, and the name Schmidt means smith, as in a smithwright, somebody that makes wagon wheels and horse shoes. And, I could be as silly as I want. I don't have a wife telling me what to do right now. But I'm on the market. And I'm on the market for a young, gorgeous. When I say young, I mean anything under 100, okay? No, seriously. I'm looking for a woman who's young enough to give me my children because I think that I should reproduce. When God gives you gift, you should reproduce. Hey, that sounded a little like Boris Badenoff on Rocky and Bullwinkle show. No, Natasha, Get me Coca-Cola from Capitalism Refrigerator. Certainly, Boris. Now, what were we talking about, folks? Oh, this is Rest Home 3. No, I ate a whole bunch of junk food last night. So I ate them cream puffs, the whole box of cream puffs. And I ate 12 sugar-covered cake donuts. And I drank about 6 12-ounce cans of ice-cold, delicious Coca-Cola. And now I've got the blahs. It wasn't from the Coca-Cola. Couldn't have been. Because I love Coke. Okay, I don't want to get sued. But I'm never going to quit drinking Coke. So I guess that means I ain't never going to lose weight. But anyway, so I'm starting to think about a rest home. I'm 57 years old. I know I look a lot younger. But that's because the fat pushes out the wrinkles. There's no room for wrinkles to form because unless they're like laugh like it. Hi. I'm Mary today. Not Mary, Mary. M-E-R-R-Y. Listen, Merry Christmas. And this is my merry face. I like the dimples, and ooh, I got a dimple right here, but you can't see what right there are some dimples. But my eyes are too slitty, so I'm going to go like that so you can see my beautiful turquoise eyes better. Wait a minute. I'm being self-centered, self-absorbed, and selfish. Now, for your pleasure, I'd like to do a Richard Nixon impression when he was being interviewed by David Frost. David Frost said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Frost with the Richard Nixon interviews." Says, "Good evening, Mr. President. Is there anything you regret?" And President Nixon said, "Good evening, David. Yes, I regret letting the country down. I regret letting down my family and friends. I would have had 2.5 more years to accomplish great things." Speaking of, why is the light changing like that? Oh, the sun came out again. Okay, the important mission of peace abroad and prosperity without inflation at home. I disappointed the American people. And let me say this about that. I love America. And you always hurt the one that you really love. Well, thank you, Mr. President. This is David Frost with the Richard Nixon interviews. And now we're interviewing Ronald Reagan. Good evening, Mr. President. Well, good evening, David. It's Nancy and I are, well, very happy to hear from you. Yes, Mr. President, is it true that when at the ranch you like to wear a cowboy hat? Yes, and I can say in the very truth of the matter that I am a cowboy, and I too love America. Why, it just seems like yesterday that Dick Nixon and I had a conversation when he was still president, and it went something like this. The White House telephone secretary. "It's President Nixon. Governor Ronald Reagan's on the line." "Thank you, aide." "Hello?" "Well, hi, Dick. It's Ron." "Hello, Ron. Good to hear from you. How's your beautiful wife, Nancy?" "Well, she's making an apple pie right now, Dick." "Wonderful. Is it with cinnamon?" "Well, yes. But, Dick, I just wanted to say, you're going through this Watergate thing, and we, Nancy and I, and, well, the state of California is behind you 100%. Well, fine. And Ron, I just want to say this. I knew in '68 that I could count on you to deliver the votes in California, and again in 1972 on a greater level. And this, being that this is April 30th, 1973, Well, I'm happy to know that in this moment of grief, because I just fired Ehrlichman and Haldeman a couple of days ago, and it means more than you can know. Yes, Dick, and before you go, I'd like to advise you to read your Bible. Well, thank you very much, Ron. I do. As you know, I was raised Quaker by my mother, and, you know, she'll never have any books written about her, but my mother was a saint. Yes, well, Dick, it's nice to talk to you. Gotta go, but it's been really nice talking to you. Goodbye, fella. Thank you, Ron. And let me make one thing perfectly clear. If by a miracle I survive this Watergate thing, I'd like you to run on the ticket with me in 76 if we can repeal the amendment that says the president can serve no more than 2 terms. Hello? Hello?
He hung up, Mr. President.
Thank you, Aide. It is Sunday, September 1. Oh, happy September, everybody. September 1, 2013, AD, or CE. Have you ever wondered why people would write, instead of AD and BC, which is common practice in the English-speaking world for centuries, instead of AD and BC when referring to the year, they'll say CE or BCE. To answer that question is the Reverend Billy Graham. Hello, Billy. Good evening, friends. Dr. Billy Graham here. The reason they switched to BC and BCE, to CE and BCE, is because they wanted to emphasize Jesus Christ. That's very interesting, Billy. Now, what's this thing? Oh, I think that's a sign for, I got a Coke in the freezer. I gotta go.